two moving joints, one arm higher than the other, put them right towards your throat.
First off, that's a powerlifting bar. It's got a center knurl that's going to cut into your throat and give you a staph infection from how dirty they are. You got to use the Olympic lifting bearing bars that are clear shaft through the center so it's smooth on the throat when you hold the front rack.
Two moving joints in this lift, the hips and the knees, is going.
Sorry, Mr. Jeff, it is not two joints, three joints, and the most important one of all for squat mobility is your, comment below, ankle joints. Ankle joint mobility determines the rest of the body. The knee has nothing to do with it. The knee is a messenger of what the hips and ankles tell it to do. Ignoring anatomy and whether you're long femored or short femored, whatever you've seen in those diagrams, ankle mobility is clutch for determining that upright back position in a squat. The tighter the ankles, the more the hips have to lean over, back has to lean over, and your low back goes to work. I've shown you the dorsiflexion test. Stick your toe against the wall or a box. You need to be able to fit a foot in between your toe and box, keeping your heel pinned, and your knee must touch that box. That tells you your ankles are A-okay. If that's not the case, boom, step one for you is working on calf stretching, cranking that ankle open to get the mobility going.
But we can actually include some straps so you can focus on doing the exercise properly.
The straps are using two rags as handles in the front is a big mistake as well. That is just a crutch getting you by until you get your mobility going. I remember showing one guy in a strength class. Next week I come in, all 12 people are front squatting with towels in their hands instead of learning the proper way. So we shut it down and force them to work on the mobility, and eventually everyone gets it. Everybody within 3 to 4 weeks can get this position unless you have a physical limitation like your biceps are monstrous. All the natty lifters, let's check. Not so bad. Or you have physical screws from a surgery in the wrist that doesn't let you bend, then yes, go for it. Use those straps. And if you can't, switch to any other variation of front-loaded front squat. Dog, dumbbells, 2 kettlebells. Oh wait, no, can't do kettlebells because we know Athlean-X has never touched kettlebells in his life.
His recent swing technique is horrible.
Video proof from his own kettlebell swings in his videos.
This is so hard to watch. This is so hard to watch, guys.
There's an alternative setup. You can do the cross arm grip like this, and a lot of people will prefer this. Because the bar is held one arm higher than the other, you might get a little bit of unevenness to the bar out of this position.
The cross arm technique, A, is something we never teach, and B, doesn't make your shoulders uneven. It just makes your two forearms on top of each other uneven. You have no strength and nowhere to brace in this position. We teach instead the zombie squat, which trains you to keep your arms up, elbows up for the squat. If your arms drop during the squat, bar rolls off the rack, and it teaches you that shoulder shelf. Height is important, okay? And you can get away real strong position. You can squat almost half of your 1RM this way.
But most importantly, how you position your body during the exercise.
We see the worst squat position from Jesse holding that bar on his back. He's got no mobility through his upper body to even grasp the bar firmly. He's got open hands and he's shaking. How long has Jesse trained alongside Athlean-X to never bother addressing that mobility issue to get a bar comfortable in the low bar position? The first thing you do to qualify barbell on back is the wall arm slide test. I'm throwing some footage up of it now. It's from my guys over at DTS. Link is in the description to do that test yourself. If you fail the wall arm slide, which 90% of you lifters do, you're not qualified to put a bar safely on back with proper grip. So mobility becomes your first step to getting to that, and then yes, you would address that by moving into variations, which could be the front squat with the barbell, or any other front-loaded exercise that's way more comfortable than dealing with the barbell itself.
Now I know what you're saying, but I can't get into position to do a front squat.
Next we see Jesse suffering with an empty barbell in the front rack position in the bottom end of the squat. This position is almost a rest position. It should be so cozy. His elbows are pointing straight to ground. You need to we cue elbows up and in. Elbows face the other wall or the corner of the room opposite of you. Never to floor it. If you drop the floor, you lose the rack and that barbell's coming off of you.
In order to do this exercise properly and maintain that high elbow position.
Huge coaching cue mistake is telling someone to wrap the hands around the bar. The hands around the bar for a front rack is only for advanced super mobile lifters. You want to start with just fingertips on the bar. The hands have nothing to do with the rack position to hold the weight on the shoulder shelf. So what do we do for that? We're gonna go at the flexors and extensors of the forearm to let that wrist get back and forth more mobile. I'm showing you B-roll footage right now on the floor. Okay, it's the kitty cat paws, we call them, back and forth. This, for some people, is painful. The gorilla fist on the floor, you have to keep your elbows straight and make a fist. If you can't close the fist, you're already tight through the extensors of your hand. You got to work on that. That wall arm slide test, the main reason you fail that wall arm slide test is for T-spine, mid-spine, thoracic mobility, okay? So we do the prayer position on a bench or on the edge of your bed or a sofa, and you work the cat-cows. You guys have heard the cat-cow stretches, or lay on a foam roller and get that mid-spine opening so you have some mobility for the shoulder blades to move back into a more comfortable position.
For one last way to do this and make it feel really, really good, then what you want to do is take your thumbs, put them right towards your throat with your hands facing each other.
Absolutely nobody coaches or cues the double thumb hook onto the barbell grip. That puts the weight of the bar onto your thumbs straight into crushing them on your collarbones, which defeats the whole purpose of the front rack, the front shelf holding the barbell up on the delts. Brings me to the next homework mobility drill you have to do. I call it the piano keys. Everyone sucks at this drill. You need to turn your hands around backwards, take your free hand and piano pluck your individual fingers up off the mat. Most people can't even get a lift. You need to get at least an inch or two off the mat to get fully comfortable with the ligaments being stretched out enough to hold that bar into rack. And again, it doesn't take that long. And then lastly, if your ankles check out, mid-spine checks out, the fingers, the wrists, and the forearms are ready to go, it's probably your lats holding your back. Dead hang. Most people can't even lock out arms overhead. They're so tight in the lats. If anyone watched my 50 free workout videos, we start with a 10-minute block of mobility and warm up before the workout starts, and then you'll know for sure about my preaching to get the damn power bands so you can use your distraction techniques, mount the band up high. They're so cheap on Amazon. Maybe I'll put a link below, and you can totally, in a minute or two, free up the arms on both sides. Folks, we did the full-length Athlean-X fitness audit already. It's about 17 minutes long, I think. We awarded him that OG Master Educator badge because he's been around forever. He's hit God-level status on YouTube Fitness, and he's been a strength coach in the real world like us for so long. But it proved, the audit proved, he only sticks to the videos that make him money.
Ab workout, the biceps. Chest workout.
With 7% only percent lower body content. And he's only done 2 uploads in the last 9 months that are leg specific.
Look at Athlean-X. Look at Athlean-X, it's a great example. Athlean-X, swole upper body, and you look at his lower body and you're like, damn, the dude missed leg day for the last 2 decades.
He knows he's gonna get the views off the beginners that stick to those ABCs. The abs, biceps, and chest videos, shirt off, flexed six-pack, shirtless thumbnail kind of videos. When I see technique like this in a video, or lack of technique I should say, it just shouts that these people are making content for the sake of making content, not actually being in their comfort realm of the things they know and practice. And as the sheriff, this is the content I need to police on and notify you of what's going on. So Athlean-X Army, chirp away. I just showed you he's got weak points.
2 moving joints in this lift.
And serious technique form breakdown on the most fundamental barbell positions. Jesse and Jeff breathe fitness, live fitness every day, and Jesse is horribly stiff in these positions. That should all be sorted out by now if you do your mobility homework. We already in the audit reminded everyone he's used fake weights to trick you.
I would say with 99.9% certainty that those are fake weights that he's using.
I can see a lot, and I can see when people are cheating through a rep a lot, but
There's video footage of him curling 135, and if any of you have curled 135, it's pretty heavy.
and you're not cheating yourself in the sake of hoping that no one else is watching. Because I'm watching. Want to give it a fair shot.
Or Gracie and Barbosa, or 99% of the people using fake weights aren't doing it.
There is no perfect science. There is no perfect science. There is no perfect science. So any workout that is actually recommended to you based on the latest in science alone is not really going to cut it.
And in our chest day contradictions video, we proved he contradicts himself all the time, which is what all the top influencers do.
20 ERs or 20 effective reps.
Athlean-X at it again. He's suggesting 3x12 is the rep range to go.
2 to 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Here's a perfect way to wrap up this chest workout.
Then he says 3x12 is killing your gains. It's
3 sets of 12 is killing your gains.
to just recycle the same information round and round.
So what you see behind me is a bunch of different chest exercises. See behind me is a bunch of different chest exercises. See behind me is a bunch of different chest exercises.
Okay, I'm out for now. Make sure to comment below with ideas, suggestions, channels, and influencers to audit, and form a technique videos for me to break down if you think something looks fishy.